Hey guys! So today for a project I am going to show you how to do this really quick earbud holder that just has a snap there, and it comes in 3 different versions. It comes with the one with the snap top style. It comes with the one with the eyelet style, which is this one that we're going to be doing today. And it also comes without a tab, so that you will have just the heart piece if that is what you would prefer. And something that I have designed into this, once you unwrap it all, is this little back piece here, so that you don't have to have the back piece hanging out, and you can always keep it kind of attached together. So I know some of these are different than others, but typically this is the hole I found that they fit through. And what I do is I just push it through the hole and I pull it up the back like that. And then I just go ahead, and you don't want to wrap your cords too tight because you don't want to break them on the inside. They won't work for you. Oop. So there we go. And just to snap that together, and you've got this great little holder. So you get that in the back, and you got this great little holder that you can put in your purse, put in your binder. If you're going for a walk, you can even hang it to you. Anyway, so we're going to get started, and this is the one that we will be doing today. Alright, so the things I will be using for today's project will be, for the applique material, I'm going to be using felt. I like to use the no fray material on this, but if you use a regular material, just put a heat and bond on the back. And you will need 2 pieces of vinyl, one for the front and one for the back. And depending on which one you do, you will either need some sort of button snap or cam snap or something like that to keep it closed. I'm going to use this little button snap. And you will need you need a hole punch as well for this one. You will need a hole punch that is roughly around 5.2 mil. For me, that is this one, and this is the one I have. It's just a basic little hole punch. And then you will also need some sort of rivet or snap part for the top, if that's one you're going to be doing. All right, so the first thing is I need to go run the placement stitch on the stabilizer. Alright, so I went and I ran that placement stitch, and I'm going to be doing the eyelet version. So the next thing that you need to do is you need to take your piece of vinyl material and you need to put that over top, covering the placement stitches, and tape it into place. And I will also use a 505 spray adhesive. And now we take it back to the machine, and we're going to be running the parts of the design. So there we have the placement line for the piece of applique. And the next thing that you do is you take the piece for the applique material and you lay it over top, tape in place if you need to, and then you run the stitches to keep that in place. Now you have 2 options in the file, and the one that I am running today is going to be the triple bean stitch outline. The other option is a zigzag. Alright, I have done the placement line, and then I put the applique material. I ran the finished triple bean stitches for the one I'm doing, and now we're going to cut out around the applique, leaving about a 1/16 of an inch or so on this material that's non-fraying. All right, now that we have that done, we can take it back to the machine, and you can either do the crosshatch stitching with another piece of vinyl under it or not. However, I like the placement stitch, which is what this is going to be, for the snaps, and I'd like to have it on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put my backing piece on. And so now I'm going to take it back to the machine. I'm going to run the X where the snap placement will be. And then I am also going to run the circles where the cord goes through. And then I'm also going to run the outline that keeps the two pieces together. So what we have there is the placement stitch, the little crosshatch placement stitch here and up here for the snap tab, or the snap part. And then next I'm going to run the holes. Alright, so what we have there is the holes to put the cord through, and as you can see I am doing the bobbin thread the same color as the front thread. So the next thing is going to be the outline to hold them together. So there we have the front and the back. Alright, so now we have all the stuff done that needs to be stitched, and it is a very quick stitch if you're doing this type with the bean stitch edge, and the other one's a zigzag, so it's really not that much longer. Now to cut it out. I have done that. I know I fiddle with it a little bit because I like getting it as much as I can without like little bits hanging off the edge. And so the next thing that I need to do now is punch out the holes. So I am going to go do that with the punch that I had, because it doesn't work on the table I have here. But I am going to take this punch, which just screws together, and I'm just going to put it over that, use a hammer, and punch the hole out. I'll be right back. Alright, so I went and I punched out those holes with that punch, and I also did the one for the eyelet. And when you're putting in eyelets, they usually come, when you buy a kit like this, they come with a punch. So this is the hole punch, and you just put the punch end down where you want it, and then you hammer on that end to get your hole. And now I am going to put on an eyelet. So I have the eyelets with the washers. So these are the colored eyelets, and you can use those, they're fine, but you just have to be really careful with the colored ones when putting on the key rings or anything, because they do scratch. So there we have the eyelet piece and the washer piece. And this little thing, so you put this down, and then you take your eyelet piece and you put it through the hole. And I want the colored portion on the front here, so I put it on this side. Then you turn it upside down over top of this, and kind of just push around to make sure that you've got the little post piece sticking through, and then you take the eyelet washer part, the washer part, and you slide it over top of that, push it around the post. This one has a little hole on the one side so you can go through there, and then you just give that little punch, and it doesn't take much. Let's see here if I can get a good look, and you can see that's a lot nicer on the back with the washer, and there's the front. So now that part is done, and then what we need to do is we need to add the snaps. Now you can add a cam snap, you can add a button snap. Where's my pieces? So for me, I like the little button snaps, which is what these things are. It's got a little button cap on it. There's different ones, different manufacturers. So what I like to do is I like to use this type of a punch, and then you go where you have your crosshatch, and you go in the center, poke yourself a little hole. There we go. Both. And these ones you need to get the right snaps. They don't all work for this because of the thickness. So see how this one goes. So for this one, I put this top piece through, and you can see there's not too much of a post sticking through. So that is possibly a problem. But then I take it and I put it in here, back on my block. And for this one, you've got a piece that looks like this, and the back that looks like that. It slides over this way. And this one goes inside the center where the post is, so it goes on top of that, in there. And again, you just tap. So we'll see if that one works. And for the back one, I am using one that doesn't have a finished back, but it has this little studded piece. That is the back, so I don't mind that. So this is a little longer studded piece there, and this is a shorter studded piece that goes over top of that. So you need the right backing piece. So that hole sits into this hole. And this one with the little round kind of thing goes over top of this. And let's have a look, see if it snaps. Voila! And there we go. It is done. All right, guys. That is a very quick project and super cute to give out to kids for Valentine's Day or teacher's gifts or anyone you love. So thank you for watching. Have a great day and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.